we start breaking down the Huerta fight, was this at the time when Diego Sanchez was with Greg Jackson?
Yep.
So he also had a falling out with Greg over George St. Pierre working that.
Okay.
Would you mind breaking down like what it was like working out with Diego at that time?
So Dwayne Ludwig, of course, was my favorite fighter coming in because he was not only related to me, he had a really good kickboxing style, and BJ Penn also was one of the fights that I watched the night that I got the call to go to the Ultimate Fighter 5. So of course I always held BJ pretty high and the things that he is able to do. And number 3 favorite fighters before I met him was Diego Sanchez. He was one of my favorite fighters.
I could see that.
Yeah, because he was on the Ultimate Fighter. He was kind of weird, but he was winning all these fights.
Intense.
So I meet Diego, right? I come down to Jackson's and we're fighting on the same card. So we train together. And I've always chewed tobacco, like from the time I was 12 years old. I'm a country boy, man. Like I was born and raised on a ranch. Horses, cows, pigs, chickens. So I've always been a tobacco guy my entire life, pretty much from 12 years on. I run into Diego and I'm in the gym and we walk out of the gym and he's like, "Hey man, you want to go to the movies with us?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, let's go." And I threw a chew in and Diego Sanchez tells me, "Man, that's probably not the best thing for you." So I'm in my vehicle contemplating quitting chewing because Diego Sanchez just told me that might be bad for you.
Wow.
Check this out. We pull up to the movie theater and they're not getting out of their car, right? They're like all sitting in the car and I'm in my car because there was like 6 of them in that car. I get out of the car because I'm like, man, why ain't they getting out yet? I get out of the car and they open up the door and a cloud of smoke is falling out of the car. And he's like, "Hey, you want some?" And, at that point in time, I had the realization that, everything that I believed about him probably wasn't as true. So I got all the tobacco that I had on me at that moment, and I horseshoed the hell out of it, man. Like I was contemplating quitting because Diego Sanchez had just told me that's probably not the best thing for you. Then I roll up on his vehicle and he's in there getting smoked out, So
kind of like it's kind of like when Hacksaw Jim Duggan got caught with the Iron Sheik doing coke.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
you guys aren't enemies. You guys are friends. So Roger Huerta.
I lost a lot of respect for Diego that day, and it definitely changed my way of thinking of who he was.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Harness the lightning like he did, or sit upside down and get hit like a bat, or whatever the hell he does.
Yeah, I don't know what Diego definitely has some mental issues.
So do you
like legitimately mental? Like the Ultimate Fighter was a preview of it for the world to see, and he kept getting more and more outrageous. Like remember the cartwheels and all these different things, and his stories about aliens and all this stuff. I just think he's done a lot of drugs, and it ate up.
It wasn't the weed, my friend. It was something else.
It was something else. Yeah, I believe that.
Check out the full interview on iTunes, Spotify, and all major podcast platforms.